You gained this title due to the death of your father at the hands of deadly assassins. We do not know who sent them, but I will do my utmost to keep you safe. So we might have a bit of a vendetta. We'll try to figure out who might have killed my father. Yes, that will do very well. You are now the king of Aslona. Long may you reign. Now you will most certainly wish to know the state of the realm. Aslona holds 3 territories. It's not the most territory, but it could be worse. We shall have to be careful to protect ourselves. The kingdom's personal army, without an apostrophe, consists of 300 peasant workers, 75 soldiers, and 3 loyal knights who serve your cause. That's all for military matters. As for the realm's finance, the kingdom has a total of 750 gold in its coffers, which is practically nothing. Also, 1004 additional gold in the bank, which is also very bad. Uh, my king, now that you are crowned, you may speak to Old Troll if you wish for any tutoring on matters of the realm. We will not be doing that. If you are unsure of what to do, I would highly recommend it, though if you would like to discuss it later, you may do so by returning to the throne room. We'll skip it. Your diplomat nods and bows, saying, "If you do require any tutoring, find me in the throne room and I can happily help." Now then, first things first, let's go withdraw all from my bank. I'm probably going to start with well, let's see who we are up against first. So, rebels. They are the rebels of Aslona, 3,500 people when we had that pittance. Uh, they are led by Faradal the Kinslayer. Let's hear about the rebels. The rebellion stemmed from political tensions. The bastard of the old king's brother, Faradol, killed his cousin, the prince, and led the revolt against the kingdom. It is even rumored that Faradol was behind the king's assassination. He had a great deal of support in the kingdom as it had been so greatly divided. What had once been a grand empire now was a shadow of its former self. The many enemies of the crown of Aslona funded the rebellion, and Faradol and his thugs managed to gain a great foothold in the outer parts of Aslona land. We don't really ever see we can't really explore the Aslona land. I find it kind of silly how the kingdom we are supposed to govern is known about the least, pretty much. I suppose the South is kind of a very good contender for that. The Faradol, the Kinslayer, was raised as just and strong character by his father. At the age of 10, he and a small group of his house guards defended a village from bandit invaders. Growing up, Faradol felt distant from the crown, though he didn't yearn for it. He watched as the king led the kingdom into ruin, starting wars he was destined to lose, spending money he didn't have on things he didn't need, as surely enough as predicted the kingdom began to suffer. At first it was injustice that led Faradol to rebel against the throne. He tried to convince his cousin to overthrow the king, but the prince refused and decreed Faradol a traitor. A fight broke out, and the prince was killed, unwilling to be exiled. Faradol instead raised a huge revolt. And this game seems to be. I feel like there should be full stops. Sentence ends when uh, a lot more than there actually are. Uh, like here, a fight broke out and the prince was killed, unwilling to be exiled. It sounds like the prince was unwilling to be exiled, but it's really Faradol whom this sentence here is talking about. It really feels like it should need a period there. And in a whole lot of other places, you will see many more examples of that, I feel like. Uh, there, there are rebel peasants. They are 50 battle score, the same as our peasants. Then there are rebel soldiers, 100 battle score, the same as our middle ground unit, the soldiers. Then they also have a capital, which is kind of a special place. It's got more guards than it might at first seem like, and the guards are a bit more tough than their regular units. If we want to do any diplomacy with them, we'll have to pay an arm and a leg, especially if we want them to disband. That will be something that it's 31.5 million. That's kind of ludicrous. We'll see if it will be. It will. We will at some point, if the playthrough continues on for that long, we will at some point have the money, but at that point the rebels are going to be long gone, I feel like. So here are their relations. They hate us. Other people they are kind of more okay with. They also are at odds with the bandit horde, which we'll go through next. They don't have quite as many troops as Faradel had. Let's actually see what if they'll accept peace just like that. We'll try with a knight. Your emissary carries your request for peace and is met by the bandit ruler Fionor, who says you can have a peace if you are willing to pay. We don't have that kind of a money. Sorry. I refuse. We'll get the gold one way or another, Fionor says. Or whoever was talking for him, I suppose. The bandit horde originated as a small group of bandits. As time went on, this group proved to be the most ruthless, and there were none among them more ruthless than Fionor. Fionor and his gang destroyed, enslaved, and united their way to having the biggest bandit gang in the realm, and soon they became a very big problem for civilization. Fionor originally began as a street tough. As a boy, he was often fighting, and when he grew up, he took it to a new level. Fighting became killing, and killing became nothing. Fionor was a monster. One day, He marched to the cabin of the men who led the biggest bandit gang in the region, carved his eyes out, and declared himself king of all outlaws. It wasn't long before his declaration became a reality. I feel like there should be a period there as well. I'm sorry about notifying you about all of those places, but yes, maybe I should have here. Let's be thorough about it. I want to keep track of their battle scores. I mean, how tough are they in? I'm going to say they have 132,000 strength. Let's actually divide this by 100. These numbers will be a bit more manageable that way. Sorry, I had to sneeze there. So, let's talk about the band. No, I already saw that. I didn't take a look at the rebels situation. They have 35,000. Let's put it here. Let's look at their troop treats here. 50, 100. They. Here we go, and this I'm doing this because the game doesn't feel like it does a very good job at telling you about the real strength of. I suppose we'll also have another number, maybe, or maybe not. I'm not sure which of these numbers I'd rather have. I'm also the strength per land or strength total. They have 9 lands. So actually, instead of dividing by 100, let's divide by that, and let's round it. Sure, that will be fine. What would? Okay, I don't remember. No, the. Okay, there is an if error function. Value required. It doesn't seem to have a default value, or I'm not sure. Alternative value to be returned should a value to be an error value. Let's try with that. Let's just have it like that. Okay, here we go. That's much better. We don't know how many soldiers they have, by the way, so that's why I'm not going to be having that. These people have a 5 land. So they are a bit tougher per land than the rebels. Your diplomat brings you a list of all known independent kingdoms and territories. You may look into each of them and learn of their race, culture, and lore, as well as to conduct diplomacy with them. The cavern White Dynasty. These are the randomly generated uh, peoples. There are 1310 of these, and I'm kind of debating with myself if I want to have the score as the first one or the amount of them. I'm I'm kind of feeling like switching them up. This isn't as good as Google Google what's that spreadsheet in its ease of use features. Sometimes I feel like you can't just drag and drop your columns, for instance. But since it runs locally, it seems like a good thing to have going on. They have 5 lands as well. I'm very indecisive about the order of these columns I want them in. Wait. Okay, so we kind of messed this up here doing that. Here we go. Cavern White Dynasty do not wish to speak to you as they are very xenophobic. I haven't actually seen this before, so that's interesting. There is an artifact which will let us talk to them, but it will be a later on thing. At least they don't hate us. The Cavern White Dynasty is made up of 1310 troops and is led by Atabeg Zazel the Unwashed, known to hide in the shadows and rely on the blood of the innocent to stay strong. Its people live inside vast caverns. They believe in hate and suffering and are considered by many to be a force of evil in the world. I'm going to mark as read the people whom I'm kind of not liking. So this will be. I will eventually go to war with them. I feel like. They are a highly civilized group, even though they are they hate and bring hate and suffering to the world. They do it in a very posh manner. Yes, we. I don't know what I'm going for with this. And they are famed for the words life, wanderlust, knowledge, and security. That's a very interesting combination. Let's hear about their troop tree. So, they have Cavern Thralls. 35 battle score. What I'm kind of feeling like doing is highlighting this somehow, because not with that color. That's not a very good color to highlight stuff with. Let's instead make it. Sure, that will be a good highlighter. No, that's actually a bit too grading for me. I need something that's not quite as not quite as What